I'm Sherry Weems, a holistic image and wellness consultant. Have you ever had something happen to you that seemed miraculous? Maybe one minute you felt miserable and then the next minute you didn't. Well, the Bohannons have a wonderful story to share with us today. And before they do though, let me share my disclaimer. This presentation is for education purposes only. It has not been evaluated by the FDA. Products, ideas, and techniques mentioned are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, nor prevent disease. Okay, and also I'm planning to give away a prize at the end of the video, so please stay tuned for that. Also, if you want to leave a comment, please hold your comment until after I have downloaded this to Instagram, because I will not get to read any of the comments once we turn it off. Now, here with me today is Jeff Bohannan and his wife, Becky Bohannan. And Jeff's going to tell what happened here in this spa room. He came in and got a raindrop technique on this massage table, and he's going to share what happened. So, go ahead.
Okay. On Sunday morning, I had this really strong discomfort from my back, and I really was stiff. I couldn't really move. And so we got up, got ready, went on discharge, but it progressively got worse and worse and worse. My wife does Young Living, so I asked her for this product that I've used in the past for it, which is which has worked great for aches and stiffness and things like that. But I tried it, and it's a different thing. I've had this kind of situation before. It is really from my lower back all the way down to my heel, down this one leg, my right leg over here, felt like it was bruised on the back of it, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. I couldn't sleep, and it was just constant. I really didn't get any sleep from that Saturday night until Tuesday night. And it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And I prayed about it, and I asked God, what can I do? I need to get some kind of relief from this. I need, should I stretch? But I really couldn't stretch, because when I would try to bend over, try to stretch something out, it would just really, really get bad. And so God told me to go talk to Becky, so I did. And she said, well, would you like to get the Raindrop Technique? And I immediately, because I asked God what to do, and he told me, I said, yes, I would. And so she called Sherry and set it up. And here's something you need to remember, not just about this, but about everything. You have to humble yourself when you go to God, because you have to humble yourself to do what he says to do if you want his kind of results. And so I had to do that. I immediately thought, I don't want to show Sherry my feet. I don't want, because my feet are pretty nasty. I've got those toenails that look like pork skins, and I just didn't want anybody to have to mess with that. But I had to humble myself and do that. And but there was truly amazing things that happened during that raindrop technique. And I really got excited when we came over here, because God told me to film myself getting out of the car. And because he said that, I thought, okay, I already had a high expectation for what I wanted, because I was using my faith. I know Sherry's a godly woman. She was using her faith, so was Becky. And so I believed that corporate faith was going to bring that to pass. But when God spoke to me and said to film myself getting out of the car, I knew something great was going to happen. So even though it was really difficult to walk, it was almost torture. And we came in, and you want to talk about what we did first?
It was amazing, and we hope that we'll be able to share with you Jeff before the raindrop technique and after the raindrop technique, because there was some amazing results that occurred. When we first got here, Sherry was so gracious we called her on Tuesday, and then she scheduled his appointment for the next night on Wednesday. And when we first got here, she suggested that we get a thing called a Zyto scan. Your palm in it. You lay your palm on it like that, and it's hooked up to Sherry's computer, and she's a licensed technician in Zytoscan. And so she suggested that Jeff get that first, because to see if there was any underlying things that were going on in his body that we also might need to address through the Raindrop Technique. And so so Jeff he got a Zyto, and it gives out like a 21-page email report that will be sent to your email address that lets you know all the bodily systems that were addressed with that. And so what it does is it measures a person's galvanic skin response to different essential oils, the nutritional supplements, and the wellness services that Sherry could offer. And when we did that, Jeff's Zytoscan showed that one of the primary things that his body needed at that time was the Raindrop Technique, and it showed that in the wellness services section. So after we went over the results, which she shared the results of the Zytoscan, then we came into this room, and this is her spa room. And so Jeff had to get up on this massage table right here, which anyway, was a challenge because he could hardly walk, so he had to get on the massage table. And it just so happened that I had there's 9 essential oils that are used as a part of the Raindrop Technique. You remember last week we talked about, in our part 1, we talked about that there were 3 ways to use the oils. You could use them aromatically, you can inhale them, you can breathe them in, you could use them topically, putting them on your skin, and you could use them internally. And so in the Raindrop Technique, 2 of those were accomplished with this. So she did it topically, a lot of oils topically on his feet and on his back, on his neck, and she used the carrier oil with that too, a different carrier oil than we used last week. But so she used them topically, and we also, all 3 were breathing them in aromatically, because the room was just smelled like pizza. It was because a lot of those oils were pizza, you could use those on a pizza. And I was in here, I was like Sherry's assistant, and I would give her the oils as she needed them, for Jeff, and she was doing all the manual labor. But it was really a spa-like experience, because we were here at nighttime. Like, we didn't come to like 6 o'clock that night, so by the time we actually got into the spa room, it was getting a little bit darker, and the lights were dimmed, and it was very relaxing. She tries to make it really relaxing and really peaceful, so that to release some of that tension that might be causing some underlying conditions. So we got to do that, and then so during that, after Jeff got up, he had on his Hawaii 5-0 shirt, because he had to wear like a button-up shirt. And so when he got the first part of it was she was working on his feet. So tell us about what happened when the foot experience.
Okay, now the oils do smell like pizza, but you can't put it on pizza.
Yeah, well, some of it might, some of the Vitality oils.
Yeah, anyway, and I wore the button-up shirt, because I'm a fatty, and I was embarrassed to take off my shirt in front of Sherry. But I'm working on that too. But back to what we're doing. I barely could walk. I barely could walk. And so, and bless Sherry's heart, and praise God for Sherry. Sherry had to work hard on me. I'm 6'6", and I weigh about 340 pounds. And she had to do a lot of work. I mean, it was just a struggle for me to get up on the table at that point, because I was so stiff. And the first thing, I laid on my back, which was torture. But I knew because I had prayed, and I trusted my wife, and I trusted Sherry. I knew I had to push through that. A lot of times we don't get things even from God, especially from God, because when it gets difficult, we don't push on through. Mm-hmm. But I did. I knew if I just got on through this, that I would get what I asked for. But another thing, because of some other issues I have, and I've had in the past, I've had a lot of trouble with my feet. And there are places on my feet which I have very little feeling in at all. So Sherry started applying the oils and doing the technique, the Raindrop Technique, and I really almost started crying, because I felt her heartbeat in my feet, in a place that I had not felt anything for years.
Wow.
I felt her heartbeat coming through her hands into my feet. I know it wasn't my heart because I was checking to see, and it wasn't. It was a different pattern, but I felt that. And also during, it was amazing, the whole experience. It felt like she was drawing things out of my feet the whole time it was going on. And then we had to flip over to the back, and it was torture, but I wasn't saying anything. And so she started applying the oils and the technique on my back, and then it came to a place where she pressed down after she had applied, a bunch of oils and done all this other stuff. She pressed a place, and there was a release. It was amazing. It happened so suddenly that I was afraid. Well, no, I was thinking, well, have I fooled myself that it's really still feeling the same way? But it wasn't. It wasn't. And afterwards, I was completely calm. It was amazing. It was amazing. I could walk fine, and
so when she pressed on your back like that, and you told her at that point when that certain area
yes.
in your upper back, the pain had been going all the way down your leg and stuff. The discomfort had been going all the way down your leg and stuff like that, and that you felt it come out through your foot.
The whole bruised feeling, the entire my lower back on the right side down to my heel left.
Wow.
You know how everybody knows when you have real tight hamstrings or you have a tight muscle, they just loosened up. It was like just like that. It was amazing.
And then when we got that part of it done, and then you turned back over, we had to redress and get back over on your stomach, and then when she was working on your neck and stuff, how was that?
That was very calming. It was really, really calming. It was. I could have fallen asleep right here. It was just really, really calming, really soothing. Yes, it was.
Relaxed.
It was relaxed. I've had symptoms similar to this in the past, not nearly as bad, and I have gone and sought various people to try to find some help for this, and no one has given me any help that day. They had to work and do things for at least a week before I got any kind of help at all. But this happened that night. This happened after, I don't know what the time was because I don't know how long it took, but it was that night.
Yeah.
And
it took about 2 hours that Sherry intensely, we were all in here, and it was a lot of manual labor, and stuff, and she did it on the spur of the moment, so we were very grateful for that. But yeah, after about 2 hours, then he was able to get up and tell how you felt when you first came into this room. You couldn't hardly get into the room, you couldn't hardly walk, you couldn't hardly get on the table, and so how did you feel after?
Oh, I felt great. I could walk, I could put my arms over my head, at the very end. It was amazing. It was amazing. Praise God.
Yeah. He worked.
It was really, really amazing.
God worked, and He gave this as a tool through which He worked, and the Zytoscan, and a facilitator, for His tool and stuff like that. And so we got the results that we have believed God for. So we're very thankful again to have this technique. And would you recommend the Raindrop to
Yes, I would.
others?
Yes, I would.
Young Living oils.
I would.
Yeah. And we wouldn't apply any other oils except the Young Living oils because we know that they're the purest, and you don't want to re-toxify somebody. You don't want to put toxins back in their body. So and I will say this about that. I happen to have all of this, as Sherry says, in my wellness cabinet after 3 years, but I happen to have all of these oils already. But if you needed the Raindrop Technique and you didn't have the oils, well, Sherry has the oils. She has there's a kit that you can get, and that she has that has all those oils in it. So if that's what's holding you back, if you don't have the oils, then just know the oils are available if you would like to also, if you feel like you need this, in your body. And so how do you so and there is a cost involved, but do you think it's worth the money?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and I look at it like this too. If God told me to do it, He's going to provide the money for me to do it. Because my God supplies all my need according to His riches. Not according to mine, according to His riches in glory. He's not going to tell me anything to do that He's not going to empower me to do, either with money or whatever it takes. So I just figured that.
So He supplied. He supplied. So we're just really grateful again. We just wanted to share that testimony with you today about the Raindrop Technique, about the Zyto, which helped to confirm that the Raindrop Technique was needed and gave us some other avenues that we've been applying to since that 2 weeks ago that he had this. And just if you feel like you need that, it's available. So back to Sherry.
Okay, thank you. Wow, that is awesome. And it was wonderful to get to participate. And when he was talking about on his back, when I was rubbing a specific place on his back, he said, you can just do this for 6 weeks. He was enjoying it because it was releasing some major discomfort that he had in his back. And so it was a thrill to just get to watch that happen before my eyes and to experience it. For a prize drawing, what I'm planning to do is give away a sample of the Cool Azul Pain Relief Cream, and then a sample of one of the oils that we used in the Raindrop. Also, I'm planning to give a discount on the Zyto Bioscan and the Itobi. So if you would like to win a half-price Bioscan or a sample of either of those things, you can comment the word sample, or you can comment the word scan, and I will enter your name into a drawing. Also, please consider liking this video. Give it a thumbs up. And if you are on Facebook, please like my Facebook page. Also, I have a YouTube channel. It's called Sherry E. Weems, and I'm planning to download this video to that also for you to watch. So another reason that I wanted to say was that Becky's Wellness Cabinet is well stocked. She's been on the Essential Rewards program for 3 years now, and she had all of the oils. She brought everything with her. And right now, while I'm in training, I'm not charging what a professional charges, so I offered my services for free because she brought the oils with her. So anyway, this is a great time to get one. But thank you so much for watching, and let's rise up above the wellness line without sacrificing our health.